Honestly speaking, this was one of the greatest cards ever. But when it comes to terms of betting and other things, it hasn't been too good for me. Like 1 out of 3 only with bets. How does that sound? Doesn't sound too good, huh? Well, for somebody it does, for somebody it doesn't, but for me, it definitively doesn't. I expected too much on the end of Justin Gaethje, and I thought Justin Gaethje was gonna retire Max Holloway badly, and completely the opposite thing happened. Like, my general picks weren't that bad, but my bets, like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just don't know why was I a bit unlucky, and I really was a bit unlucky here. But things happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. By far, the best card, and UFC 300 was UFC 300 for a reason. So I'm really confident that we need more events like this. We need more star events and fights. Fights were really good. Majority of them were brutally good. We also seen some technicalities, but I will tell you how did I go in this card right now. First of all, Davison Figueiredo defeated Cody Garbrandt. I said fight starts round 3 or Garbrandt to win, so I didn't do well. Great submission, great rear naked choke by Figgy. Figgy proved that he belongs here and that I was definitely wrong about thinking that he doesn't belong, that he doesn't have enough power, etc., etc. So I owe him an apology. If he's gonna accept one, I owe him an apology, and I'm confident that he is going to put on a show, that he is going to be a top-notch fighter in the future, even though this is not his weight class, so technically this was my first miss. Then Bobby Green versus Jim Miller, the fight went the distance, I said no distance, and Bobby Green won all out of 2. And Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez, I said Marina Rodriguez to win, this was also my bet, all out of 3. What can I say? The worst start of the card I have ever had in my whole life. But then it started doing well. Yeah, Jessica Andrade edged her out. Then Renato Moicano took Jolene Turner down, grounded and pounded him. Turner won the first round, but Turner is having cardio issues, plus he's cutting many pounds, which significantly affected his performance and which significantly didn't go well for him, that was a big problem. Then Diego Lopez versus Sadiq Yusuf. Diego Lopez was my second bet, and he smoked out Sadiq Yusuf. I said Lopez was gonna smoke him out badly, and he did it. Also, Kelly Harrison versus Holly Holm. I said over 2.5. Side call was Harrison, but predominantly the first call was over 2.5. So this was my miss number 4. Can you believe it? My miss number 4. I think this was the worst prelims I have ever had in my whole life. Great rear naked choke victory by Kelly Harrison, who took her down and destroyed her. But Holly Holm did well, for her age. She's fighting really, really well. And at the age of 42, many people don't even know to walk. And Holly Holm is fighting, and she is fighting on a top-notch level. So we got to give her credits. People will say, no, she did this, that. No, she didn't. Believe me, she didn't. This girl is fighting. She is fighting. She was born with the heart of a lion. That deserves recognition. The next one, Aljamain Sterling versus Calvin Kattar. I had Kattar winning or over 2.5. And again, Sterling won. Sterling dominated Aljamain. Aljamain pretty much dominated the whole fight, taking his opponent down. It was a super boring fight to watch, but man, miss number 5. Yeah, I got 5 misses, believe it or not. 5 misses. I think this was one of the worst cards I've ever had. Prochazka versus Rakic. Jiri Prochazka knocked him out. I told you if Prochazka starts standing and banging against Alexander Rakis that this is going to be his recipe for the victory. I felt sorry for Rakic also because of that injury. I told you the guy is returning after a knee injury, and knee injury can be good or can be horrible. It can give you wings, or it can totally destroy you. It can work against you. So you got to be cautious with those kind of injuries. And in his case, we have seen that injury made him many problems while he was moving. Also, we've seen that Rakic lost as soon as he started exchanging with Prochazka because Prochazka wants to stand and bang. That was Prochazka's choice. Rakic obviously didn't want that. Then I said no distance. I was right about that. Then Bo Nickel versus Cody Brandage. I said Nickel to win. Nickel won via round 2 rear naked choke submission. Brandage showed a big heart, and to be honest, I believe Brandage has what it takes to have some high level career. Arman Tsarukyan outsmarted Charles Oliveira, but it was a close fight, and I got to give credits to Charles Oliveira for great fighting. Was a close one, but I scored 2-1 Tsarukyan. I don't see it was a robbery. I really don't see it as a robbery. Think it was fair scoring. BMF title fight, Max Holloway beat the shit out of Justin Gaethje. He was tagging him for 5 rounds, and then in the dying second of the fight, he knocked him out with a big overhand right. What a victory. I had fight not going the distance. What a victory. What a victory this was. This was just a tremendous victory on the end of Justin Gaethje, and I'm really much looking forward to this. I believe Guru was right when he said Max Holloway was going to win the fight because Max Holloway really dominated. He really, really dominated, and that's all I can say. Congrats, man. I was right. I said no distance. Weili Zhang versus Yan Xiaonan. I said it was going to be victory for Weili Zhang. Was a unanimous decision. I don't haven't seen it as a close fight. Some judges did. I didn't. I saw it as a pure 4-1 for Weili Zhang. Weili Zhang won the fight predominantly because of her better wrestling, and I was right about that pick. And finally, Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. I told you, Hill suffered Achilles tendon injury. That's a career-changing injury. That's a life-changing injury. And when I was trying to explain that to people, people were like, "Lad, why are you beating around the bush, etc., etc.?" Listen, guys, I was not beating around the bush. I was dead ass. Listen, I'm dead ass. When something like that happens, it's horrible, even for the fighter, even for anybody. It's difficult. And I know what is that injury, what it means to a man, because I suffered that injury. I said Pereira to win, Pereira won. Overall, I had 8 out of 13 picks, but one of the bets, Justin Gaethje, went for all or nothing, and it didn't pay out at the end. Good luck, fellas. Vlad needs to go reffing now. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for staying with me. Love you all. Catch ya.